Now then, let's move on to the development tour. And we saw the second weekend of the season take place in Wigan at the weekend, and just run you through some of the winners that we had. And Wessel Nyman, his first win since coming back from his ban. He won the first event of the weekend. Sebastian Białecki and Kieran Tihan among the winners as well. But one player that we're going to speak, I'm sure, about in a moment, Gian van Veen, making that trip. He played on the Euro Tour on Friday. He was then back in England, and he managed to win two of them. And the race for that top spot heating up quite a lot after those two titles. He's closed the gap to Luke Littler at the top, less than £500. But is Gian now the biggest threat to Luke Littler finishing top of the pile in the development tour?
Yes, in a word. I mean, it's amazing that he was able to fly back and still play at the level that he did. I think that is absolutely amazing and really does show just tremendous commitment from the young man. And I think that he could be, it's definitely going to be close, isn't it, between him and Littler? There's only, let's have a quick look here, £450 that separates them now. And then there's quite a big gap between him and Neumann, as you say. Two tournament victories. What stands out, some absolutely monster averages. Now, fair play, they do play best of seven for most of the development tour. But in the first tournament, he won 300 plus averages. And then in the second one that he won, there was a 113 average, just 113, Alex, in his semi-final victory. So it's looking very good for him, and it's going to be a very thrilling finish to the development tour this year. Yes, another tour that we enjoy following. What do you think?
Yeah, and you're going to hopefully hear from Gian on the show a little bit later on, and he'll explain the logistics of him even being able to play on the development tour on Saturday, because of that first tournament of the weekend wasn't in Wigan for him. It was playing on the Euro Tour in the Netherlands on Friday. Lost out a very close one, 6-5 to Gabriel Clemens on the Friday night, and he was tweeting on Saturday morning, 5:30 in the morning, that he was at the airport ready to make that flight over to England to play, and his first game was at 10:30. So he said it might be tight to make the first event, but he did, and plays the first game, and 4 hours later, 8 games later, and he's won the title. And as you touched on there, some of the averages that he was able to produce over the weekend, and particularly in that first event as well, because I think he probably only had maybe 3 or 4 hours sleep before he was coming over to play that day. So that shows you the energy levels that he's got, being able to produce that level. And again, there was only one event on the Sunday, played 2 events Saturday, 1 event on the Sunday, and he goes 2 out of 3. And the highlight, that big average in the semi-finals against Jared Cole, 5-0, and Jared himself averaging 102 in that game as well. But to win that event, and you look back to the first game of that Sunday, 4-3 against one of the other winners of the weekend, Sebastian Białecki, who had match starts in the decider, wins that one, and then goes all the way to win the title. So 2 titles for the weekend. Yeah, it's put Gian right in contention for that top spot, £450. And as far as Luke's concerned, the gap for him in the race for the tour cards, the 2 tour cards and the 2 World Championship spots, it's still a very big lead that he's got. It's hardly been eaten into over the weekend, but we're assuming that top spot is going to get you in the Grand Slam. So there is a lot to play for in terms of finishing top of the pile as well. And we spoke a lot about Luke after the first weekend, his debut on the development tour, banking $7,000, winning 2 titles, making another final. Well, wasn't as good this weekend, but he did still make 3 quarterfinals out of the 5 events, and the 3 quarterfinals, 2 of them he lost 5-3, one of them 5-4. So some close defeats in there, but Gian with the 2 titles, it has opened the door for that race for the top spot. So yeah, I think he is the main contender. You've also got to look at someone like Wessel Nyman, who is now top of the overall averages for the development tour, 92.60, which is a full point clear of Luke Littler at 91.58. And what a start to the weekend he had. His comeback year, winning the first title of the weekend, he had some big averages in there as well. And okay, the 4 events for the rest of the weekend after that, he lost out 2 last 32s, 2 last 16s, again losing some tight games, but I think there's still plenty of events to go for him to have a say as well. We're not at the halfway point. We've still got 3 more weekends, 14 more events, and got to mention that the prize fund as well, we've gone from $2,000 to $2,500 to the winner. and that's a £1,500 swing just for that one game. So if you can win a title, it is going to make a big difference in terms of the rankings. You've only got to look at someone like Gian van Veen, who's in 8th, but he's made 2 finals. If he won one of those or won both of them, he would be right up there in those top 4, top 3 spots. And one other player I'll mention as well, who I still think could have a say, and that's Nathan Rafferty. He's in 4th spot. He's not won a title yet, but he's got 9 of these titles. He's won 5 last year, and if he can match what he did last year, win 5, then he'll go level with Ted Everts for the most titles, 14. So 3 weekends to go. That's going to be a big ask for him, but we've seen before that he can certainly have a big say in these weekends and win multiple titles.